Welcome to The Explainer. You know, we're in 2025 now, and the future isn't some far-off promise anymore. It is here. But it turns out, having the cool tech is the easy part. The real challenge, the thing that separates the winners from the losers, is execution. So today we're going to break down who's actually making it work, and more importantly, how.
I mean, think about it. For what felt like forever, we just saw these slick demos of self-driving cars. Well, that's over. Right now, in 2025, they're actual commercial services. They're on our streets, competing with human drivers. And the new scorecard? It's all about public safety data.
And it's not just happening on our roads. What about this? Thanks to incredible work from companies like Neuralink, stuff that was pure sci-fi just a few years ago is now becoming medical reality. We're literally seeing paralyzed patients playing video games, communicating, just using their minds. It's wild.
Okay, so these are absolutely mind-blowing achievements, right? But they all point to the exact same question you see here. The big challenge has shifted. It's not about the wow moment of the invention anymore. Nope. It's about something way tougher, way grittier. It's all about execution.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to start with the shift from hype to reality, then we'll dig into AI as the new infrastructure, look at the battle for our roads, and explore the new frontier of mind control. After that, we'll see what the new AI-powered economy looks like, and we'll wrap up with why execution is the new strategy. Let's get into it.
Okay, first up, moving from hype to reality. This is all about the huge shift away from just impressive demos to technology that actually delivers real-world value. All right, Section 2, AI, but think of it as the new infrastructure. This is where the real competitive advantage lies now, but probably not for the reason you think.
So the best way to wrap your head around AI today is to stop thinking of it as a fancy new tool and start thinking of it like electricity or the internet. It's becoming a utility, a fundamental layer that powers everything else. And it's getting cheaper and more accessible all the time.
And this right here, this is a huge deal. For so long, the game was all about having the best, smartest algorithm. But now, the most powerful models are basically available to anyone with an API key. That old advantage? It's gone. The new game is all about application. How good is your data? How intuitive is your interface? And can you actually prove it works with hard numbers with real KPIs?
And there's no better place to see this shift in action than on our streets. So let's move on to the battle for the roads. Because this isn't just a tech race anymore. Oh no, it's a full-on fight over data, city permits, and finding a business model that actually works.
And you've got these two titans clashing with totally different playbooks. You've got Waymo on one hand, loading up their cars with expensive sensors like LiDAR and radar, going for a fully autonomous taxi service but only in very specific geofenced areas. Then you have Tesla, who's betting the entire farm on just cameras, using their massive fleet of consumer cars to collect a sea of data, all in the hope of evolving their driver assist into a true self-driving system.
So what does this tell us? Winning here isn't just about who has the fanciest tech. Not at all. It's about who can execute on all the messy, real-world stuff. We're talking navigating a crazy patchwork of city-by-city permits, proving you're safe with public data, and this is the big one, finding a business model where the numbers actually add up, especially for specific use cases like logistics. Okay, so from cars to, well, mind control. This is our next frontier. And believe it or not, the exact same battle between science fiction hype and the long road of real-world execution is playing out right here in the world of brain-computer interfaces.
And let's be absolutely clear about this. Companies like Neuralink have done it. They've proven that direct control with your brain is possible. This is a monumental achievement. I mean, think about it. Typing by just thinking is no longer science fiction.
But, and this is a huge but, getting this technology to a real product on the market is a marathon, not a sprint. The path forward isn't selling some cool gadget to everyone. No, it's a slow, careful, and super regulated journey. It's all about clinical trials, proving long-term safety, and for now, focusing entirely on where it's needed most: digital rehab and assistive tech for patients.
So this whole theme of moving from hype to execution, it's not just happening in a few niche areas. It's reshaping entire industries
It's building a whole new AI-powered economy. Let's dive into that.
Here's a perfect example. Drug discovery. AI can now sift through mountains of data and find promising new drug candidates at a speed we couldn't even imagine before. It's incredible. But what's the catch? It slams right into the same old bottleneck, the incredibly slow, expensive, and human-dependent process of clinical trials.
Or how about this? With all the deepfakes and AI-generated content out there, you'd think we'd all be paying for some kind of truth detector, right? Well, it turns out we're not the real market. The people who are actually paying for this anti-fake tech are businesses. It's banks, insurance companies, regulated industries. Why? Because for them, it's not about some abstract idea of truth. It's about preventing fraud and reducing very real, very expensive financial risk. The ROI is crystal clear.
Okay, so we've seen it with cars, with brain implants, with fraud detection. They all face the exact same execution challenge. So what's the playbook? How do you actually win in this new environment? That brings us to our final and most important section. Execution is the new strategy.
It really all boils down to this. You have to track what actually matters. Forget the big, vague promises. Success today is all about hard, measurable numbers, KPIs that are specific to what you're trying to do. Are you lowering the cost per delivery? Are you boosting weekly user engagement? Are you actually preventing a certain percentage of fraud? The data is clear. Projects that define and track these kinds of metrics see twice the adoption rate. It's that simple.
And this is the mindset shift that's so critical. Forget those huge, sprawling, 5-year vision documents. The winning strategy today is a focused 90-day execution sprint. You start small. Map just one process. Define one key metric. Run a test. And then, and only then, you expand. It's all about delivering tangible, provable results in a matter of weeks, not waiting around for years.
And that really is the ultimate takeaway here. This quote says it all. In 2025, disciplined, rapid, and measurable execution, it's not just a part of your strategy, it is your strategy. It has become the single most powerful competitive advantage you can possibly have.
So the future is officially here. The technology exists. The playbooks for how to make it work are being written as we speak. So it really just leaves one last question, not just for companies, but for all of us. Are you going to be part of building it, or are you just going to watch from the sidelines?